Hey folks, Tad T. Thought I'd come on here and do a little video, little oval update. You guys know that I am building a new one up here in my loft. I tore down my wooden oval downstairs. I'm still having regrets about that, but I had to. I needed that space down there, and got it organized really nice down there. But I just didn't want to do without an oval, and I had a bunch of Carrera track sitting up here in a box, and yeah, I'll get that out and I'll use that for my new oval. This one's a lot smaller. It's 4 feet wide. It's about 10 feet long, but still fun. I got it tore down now because I had to tear it down to paint it. I'm painting it to look like dirt because it is a dirt track, and that's what I'm shooting for here. I've got this phone on a selfie stick, so if the video is kind of shaky, I apologize. But I did try to use some of the stuff from my old track downstairs. There's the catch fence and the wall. I went ahead and installed one of them, and I'm just kind of playing around with paint ideas. Originally, I had this was painted green like grass, but I changed my mind on that, and I used that textured paint. I need to get another can of it to kind of finish it off. You can still see some of the green bleeding through, but I like that. And I'm using the Rust-Oleum textured paint to paint the plastic track. I've used this stuff before and it works great. It does not come off. Once that stuff's cured, it's on there. It adds a nice little bit of traction. This is my powered piece here. I got this one's, haven't got it painted yet. I need to take it off and mask it off, but this is wired to my power supply. Just got it sitting down there for now. I reused all the terminal blocks that I had on my routed track downstairs. I just brought them up here and wired it up the same, basically. Just got the plain Jane Professor motor controllers. I'm going to eventually put some stations in, and this will be done up, slick the way it should be. But the track is inset. This is cut. This is foam. This is a little bit of that foam that you use for like underneath LVT, like that kind of flooring. It was just thick enough to bring that track up to the correct height. Now it's not perfect. I'm going to have to go around I've already had this thing set up and ran laps on it just to make sure that I had everything wired up right and it was going to work. But I didn't use a CNC machine to cut this inlet. That's all hand done with a jigsaw, so it's not perfect. So I'm going to have to go back around and once the track's laid like it's going to be, I'll take some. I got some caulking I'm going to put in there and fill in any gaps I have, and then I'm going to go back over with this same kind of paint that I used here. And I'm just going to kind of, with those cans, you can control them pretty easily. You just barely give it any pressure, and you can really control where those granules go that come out of that paint. Because that paint, basically all it is, it's kind of like a bed liner paint, sort of. It's just not quite as aggressive, but it's some kind of granule they put in there, and they use like a glue that's mixed in with it, and then of course they use aerosol, I'm assuming, for the propellant to get it out of the can. But you barely push it, and you can really control where those little granules go. And you can kind of see I've gone around and made it look like it's had dirt thrown up against the wall, which I think is kind of cool. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll cover up the caulking with it and just try to really blend this in and make it look like it's all one piece the best I can. Is this the way to do it? Not really. I could have probably wood routed another one, probably quicker, cheaper. I don't know about cheaper because I already had this track, and that braid's not cheap. But do I recommend doing it like this? If it's all you got, then do it. But once you've done a couple of wood routed tracks and you got it figured out, it's a pretty good way to build a track. But I don't know. I don't regret it. I think it's going to look good, and I'm gonna be able to use the track that I already had. And also a plus is a lot of cars that I couldn't really run before, without some modification on the wood. I can just put them on here, and they run awesome on this plastic track. Some of the cars that you guys have never seen that I have, I've got a couple Lamborghinis and just some different cars that I normally don't run. That would need to be tuned to run on wood. I can just stick them on and they just go. So that's cool. I like that aspect of it, but I wouldn't say it's been easy. If you're trying to go for this aesthetic if you have to paint your track, you got to take the time to mask it off, and if you want to inlay it like this, like I said, you have to be able to get the surface the same and kind of take some extra time doing that. So it's not for everybody, but it's the way I kind of had to do things up here. Definitely need to get my lighting. It's dark over here. I need to put another light up. It's going to be too dark for stuff, but I do like the fact that I can't see what I'm doing here because I can't flip this phone around and see, but I like the fact that I'm going to be able to get the whole track in view when I'm doing videos. I just like that. I like to be able for you guys to see everything in one shot. I think for proxies and just for videos, I mean, especially if you guys are sending vehicles in, you want to be able to see them all in one shot, but it's kind of what I'm going for. And then underneath here, I had the plywood I had left over from doing this. I just took my torch and I burned it. Did the old, you guys have seen that trick where you burn it, and then I put some polyurethane on it, and then that'll be kind of the skirt underneath. It'll kind of hide the horses and all the workings underneath there. I got another two pieces are here, but yeah, that's about it for this little update. It's coming along. I kind of went around and used the same paint on all of this. I just painted over the brown latex I already had on there. It's definitely going to resemble a dirt track. And I don't know if I'll be able to use my grandstands. They don't really fit very well, so it might kind of be maybe not have a lot of scenery on it. It might just kind of be what you see is what you get. But I had to put the fencing and the wall back up and all that good stuff. But anyway, it's getting there, guys. Thanks for hanging in there and staying tuned. I'll be able to get a lot more done here in the next few days because I was waiting on paint. I had to order that paint. That color is hard to find, so I had to order that. But and I'm just started working on my showdown cars, so my plate's full as always. I know a lot of you guys, you got a lot going on too, but anyway, we'll catch y'all later. Stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.